Melania Trump, First Lady of the United States and the only Trump family member who's already in prison. You might remember that the last time Melania made news, it was because an ex-friend of hers leaked a recording of her, which made her sound a lot like a Slovenian Scrooge.
I'm working like a my ass off. I know. Christmas stuff that, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration, but I need to do it, right?
Okay, I think we can all agree that is not a good look, especially in America. The only decorations Americans love more than Christmas are those candles that smell like desserts and those bowls of dry flowers that look like a snack. They are not a snack. So, after that leaked recording came out, it was obviously important that this year, Melania made it clear that she really, really does give a about Christmas. And it looks like she rose to the occasion.
And she may have less than 2 months to go in the White House, but Melania Trump is decking the halls. Today, the First Lady unveiled this year's White House Christmas decorations, and she avoided any controversy with a traditionally festive look.
Just released video from First Lady Melania shows the halls filled with festive decorations. The theme for her final holiday season at the White House is America the Beautiful. Each room has its own color scheme, and the Christmas trees are adorned with crafts made by children from all 50 states.
There are plenty of traditional style decorations of trees with white lights and red ornaments. There's also a village hospital to honor frontline workers amid the pandemic.
Oh, they even have a little ornament hospital. Given how crowded the real hospitals are right now, that one better get ready to start taking tiny patients. But on the real though, I think that's a beautiful tribute to healthcare providers. I mean, it is a little strange that the Christmas decorations acknowledge COVID more than the administration has, but still, it is something. But at the same time, I kind of feel bad for Melania. Yeah, because I think she was right in the first place. No one cares that much about Christmas decorations. And before you say, oh, you do, yeah, you say that, but you have one tree. She has to decorate the entire White House. If you had to decorate 100 rooms, you'd also end up being like, F these Christmas stuff. But now, because she was busted, Melania has to be more Christmas than even Mariah Carey. Are you happy, people, now? It looks like Christmas threw up all over my house. And you can tell this thing got to her because she definitely went more traditional this year with the decorations. I mean, remember 2018? Those Christmas trees that she dyed with goat blood? And 2017, whew, that was even crazier. She just spray painted Santa's Not Real on the walls. That was pretty out there. But let's move on from the Trump administration to another endangered species. Sea turtles. Because, contrary to popular belief, being a turtle is not easy, my friends. I mean, yeah, that shell keeps predators out, but it also makes it hard to let anyone in. But luckily this week, some of these little guys caught a little break.
Well, it's not only people who flock to Florida. In cold weather, 40 sea turtles were flown to the Florida Keys from Cape Cod yesterday after suffering what's known as cold stunning after they were exposed to frigid water for too long. The Kemp's Ridley sea turtles are considered a critically endangered species. A group of private pilots called Turtles Fly 2 donated their time, aircraft, and fuel to help the cold-blooded creatures recover. The turtles will be returned to the ocean in time for mating season.
Tell me that is not adorable. These turtles were freezing, but now because they're in Florida, they're nice and warm, and they all have STDs. And did you see them getting put into that banana box to fly? Oh, they look like a little bunch of Spirit Airline customers. Spirit Airlines, even the turtles don't get enough legroom. I will say though, this whole flying them somewhere else is going to make a lot of other animals jealous. Because there was probably a duck migrating that looked in the plane like, oh, hell no, I got to fly myself? In fact, I'm a little jealous. I mean, I'm freezing my ass off too, but nobody's flying me down to Florida for free. I also want to go spread COVID in the club. I will say though, this story really gives you an interesting insight into our society. Because if a turtle gets flown down to warmer weather, they call that preservation. But if an Instagram model gets the same thing, she's called a hoe. Double standard much? Moving on from the ocean to the desert, and the big mystery that has everyone talking.
The mystery of the silver monolith that seemed to appear out of nowhere in the Utah desert has deepened. It has now mysteriously disappeared. It's not known who removed it.
So do we think it's aliens? It's aliens, isn't it? Gotta be.
If you weren't thinking that this was aliens,
you may now.
I think it's aliens.
Yeah.
If aliens are going to come down to Earth, 2020 would be the year, though, right? This would be the one.
Okay, people, I can't believe I have to say this, but clearly this is not aliens, all right? This is somebody ripping off 2001: A Space Odyssey. Unless it is aliens and they're ripping off 2001? That would be really depressing. Imagine if you found out that aliens just get all their ideas from watching our movies. You know, they're gonna make contact with humans and be like, I am Glornax the Wise, and this is my wife. But here's my question. Why are we so desperate to discover aliens, guys? Do you know how much crazy shit is already down on Earth? Have you guys seen a platypus? Have you seen a volcano? I mean, just look at this fish. Look at this fish and tell me it doesn't look like an alien that's about to torture Princess Leia.
And now, Your Highness, we will discuss the location of your hidden rebel base.
And if this is supposed to be some abstract art, then you know what? It belongs in the desert. Keep that garbage out of sight. I'm tired of artists putting up random shit and then saying, oh, it's a comment on the human condition. No, motherfucker, it's a spoon. Save the space for art that actually speaks to the mysteries of life and nature. You know, like those dogs playing poker. What were they playing for? Was it high stakes? I will say, though, it is really strange that this monolith just disappeared without a trace. Because now, where it's gone, we'll never know.
Where do you want us to put this giant slab thing?
Yeah, you could put it in the bedroom, please. Thank you. We'll just never know. Moving on to the other global pandemic that just won't go away. Racism. We all know how videos of police brutality have led to the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement here in the United States. But it turns out similar uprisings are happening all over the world, most recently in France.
French politicians are to rewrite part of a controversial security bill amid national outrage over a police assault on a black man. Evidence of the officers beating music producer Michel Zecler in his Paris studio was captured on CCTV. There have been several protests in Paris and other cities across the country against Article 24 of the bill, which will regulate how people share film or photos of police. Critics fear the new law could stop people exposing police brutality.
So, it turns out France was about to pass a bill that outlawed sharing videos of the police. But now that the police were caught on video beating an unarmed black man, they're going to try and rewrite that bill. So in a way, that was very good timing on that beating. Because imagine if it had happened after the law had passed. That guy would have been like, they beat me for being black. Oh no, do you have video? No, because it's illegal to have video. Ah, too bad. Without the video, it did not happen. You can say it happened, but we don't know without the video. But this just goes to show you, whether it's America, France, or Nigeria, the official government line is always that police brutality is not a problem. Then time and time again, we discover video evidence that shows otherwise. So it's really no surprise that the French government wanted to ban filming. I mean, it's easier to gaslight the public when there's no evidence to the contrary. But that's exactly why the French need to be able to film their police, so that they can prove this. And because France makes better police brutality videos. I mean, they've got artistic angles, you know, the black and whites, the melancholy music underneath. It's very sophisticated. And finally, we're now about 1 month away from the first dose of the coronavirus vaccine. I know, crazy, right? It feels like it was just yesterday when we were punching grannies for toilet paper. But it'll still be at least 6 months before there's enough vaccine for everybody, which means the fight is now on to elbow your way to the front of the line.
Today, a CDC advisory panel is meeting to vote on recommendations about who will get the vaccines first once they're approved by the FDA.
With only enough medicine for about 20 million people expected by the end of this year, authorities are having to prioritize. Already, health officials have said that seniors with underlying health conditions and doctors who treat COVID patients should be put at the front of the line. It will ultimately be up to state and local officials to choose where the doses go first.
Ooh, this is gonna be the big drama of 2021. Who is gonna get priority for the vaccine? Because look, everyone agrees that the first groups who should get this vaccine should be the frontline healthcare workers, right? Then should be people named Trevor. Then seniors. Very important to protect our seniors. Then people named Trevor again, I mean, in case the first time didn't take. And then we protect those who have pre-existing, like, you know, the people. We just got to get the order right. And I know they're going to prioritize people based on risk and health. But if you ask me, America has already figured out the best way to decide how to distribute rewards. And that's right. I'm talking about Vaccine Ninja Warrior. Oh yeah, who wants to survive?